Thousands of post office workers are expected to go on strike today. It's in a dispute over branch closures, job losses and changes to pensions.
Vulnerable victims and witnesses of crime in England and Wales will no longer have to appear in court. This under new plans to roll out pre-trial evidence sessions. The cross-examinations will be recorded.
Yes, medals just keep coming. We'll talk to you more later on. Thank you very much, Sally.
Thanks, Sally. Let's take a look at the front pages, shall we?
I'll start with the Daily Mail for you, and it's a story we're featuring.
Yeah, that also on the front page of the Daily Mirror. It's saying that yesterday...
As well, we're going to have a guest on a little later on, Daryl Martin, whose brother was killed by a driver who was texting. So he was texting and driving. His brother was killed in that situation. So we'll talk to him. It's just after 8 o'clock this morning.
Front page of the Times is taking a look at...
It's on the front page of the Daily Telegraph. Big picture story there. You can see a little icing on the cakes.
You're an icer of cakes?
Not really, no. No.
Not even a baker of cakes, really.
I do bake cakes, yeah. I'm not a fan of icing, personally. Have you got that picture of
No, you've got it.
Oh.
You've got it. The picture of this really naughty dog, which we're trying to figure out. It's caused utter destruction, and we're trying to figure out exactly how long. And almost a crazy week for the weather, hasn't it? I know we were talking a lot yesterday about all the thunderstorms that had hit many people. Lots of people were surprised, and then you had hot weather in other parts of the country.
Main stories this morning. Carol will have the weather for us a little later on.
Gosh, Sally.
Let's see, time now, 6:44. Let's take a moment to have a look at the weather. Carol's there for us now. Let's see, time is 6:53. Tonight, David Bowie could become the first posthumous winner of the Mercury Prize for Black Star, which was released 2 days before his death in January.
Now, at the Mercury's, his track Lazarus will be performed by the American actor Michael C. Hall. Now, he was starring off-Broadway in Lazarus and David Bowie's musical When the Singer Died.
Michael C. Hall gave our entertainment correspondent Colin Patterson his only interview during rehearsals for tonight's ceremony at London's Hammersmith Apollo.
Hello, this is Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetty.
Leading health experts say care provision in England is being increasingly rationed and is failing to meet the needs of the elderly. It's just looking ahead in a few minutes' time, we'll be asking one of the authors of that report what needs to happen to improve access to care. That's coming up in around 10 minutes.
Now, a deal to build a nuclear power station in Somerset is understood to have been approved by the government, subject to certain conditions.
A decision on Hinkley Point C was deferred by Theresa May in July, but an announcement is now expected in the next few days. Let's speak to our assistant.
See a tug-of-war correspondent here, expert. So, if ever you did, this is the man to report.
Would you be the big fella at the end? Maybe?
Maybe not. 7:39 is the time. Sally, thank you very much. So, BBC presenters and staff who are paid more than £150,000 could be named publicly under new plans by the government.
The clause appears in the draft of the new BBC Charter, which will be published later today. Now, the BBC had argued against the change, saying it would make it more difficult to attract talent.
We're joined now from our London newsroom.
It's 16 minutes to 8 o'clock. You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. Let's bring you up to date. I was walking along the other day, and I was kicking leaves, and it made me realise that autumn is here. I didn't like it,
But I think it's quite nice, though, isn't it? I quite like doing that.
The colours are nice.
Yeah.
The colours are nice. And the government says it wants the BBC to reveal details of all employees and presenters who are paid more than £150,000 a year. We need to see it. Here, come this side. You'll have to lift it up.
I'm going to have to lift my leg
Because
up.
this was a dressing mistake this morning, wasn't it? Go on, lift it up. Here we go. There. See? That moment when you pull on a sock and you realise it's a little
pulled on slightly over vigorously. It does happen.
It does.
But maybe it's fashionable.
Most people throw the sock away.
Things become fashionable for all sorts of reasons.
Rather than wear the sock on telly. I know, Steph will have an opinion on this.